Aisha, for more on the crisis at the southern border, joining us now live to weigh in, Arizona Attorney General Mark Brnovich. Mr. Attorney General, thank you for taking time. As you saw in Alexis's report, obviously it is not getting better, it's getting worse. It's unprecedented, 2 million plus. We've been reporting the migrant deaths, even though they won't publish it, it's 787 this fiscal year. Never seen those kind of numbers, 35 alone in September. You can see the number there. But let me play for you. It is at the point now that other channels are beginning to take notice, to report on it and ask officials, who, by the way, refuse our opportunities to come on here. But Secretary Mayorkas was asked about this crisis on another channel. Here was the exchange. I want to get your reaction. Watch.
Secretary, I'm here in El Paso, where about 2,000 people are arriving every day. This fiscal year, we're looking at roughly 2.4 million apprehensions. Countless others are crossing and not being apprehended. Secretary, what is the United States border policy?
Well, we are doing so much, Jose. You know what our policy is? Our policy is to enforce the law, and that is indeed what we are doing.
Mr. Attorney General, are they enforcing the law?
I actually think that answer is comical, but this is no joke. The American people are paying the price for this. Absolutely not. You just went through, Griff, the record amount of number of people coming into this country, but I think we need to focus on a couple of other things. Just in August, just in the month of August, more people had encounters with Border Patrol that were coming in the country illegally than the entire population of Little Rock, Arkansas. We know that since Biden's taken over as president, enough to fill 3 U.S. states have crossed our border illegally. But we also know people on the terror watch list have come into this country in record amounts. We know that fentanyl is pouring into our country in record amounts and Americans are dying. And in fact, as a prosecutor, when I see the price of fentanyl fall from $20 a pill to $5 a pill, I know that our sons, daughters, nieces, nephews, our children are going to be dying. And that's why you see these staggering numbers where most people now in that age group of 18 to 49 are dying as a result of those overdoses. So Americans are dying, people are coming in record numbers, criminals are coming in, America's less safe. So, but I do not know what measure Secretary Mayorkas is using. So I think their lack of integrity is only surpassed by his ineptitude.
Are Arizonans paying attention to this? Is this going to be an issue for the midterm elections there in your state?
Yeah, I think people are definitely concerned about it. You know, I've said this for the last year. This election is and should be about security, border security and economic security. People want to feel safe. You know, they want to be able to, you know, send their kids to a good school and not know that it's going to be inundated with drugs, or when their kids are walking to school, they're not going to be gunned down as a result of gang violence as the cartels perpetuate more and more violence into our communities. So it should matter, but you know, at the end of the day, I also think that people are worried about their economy, because in Joe Biden's America, you know, gas prices are rising record numbers, grocery prices are rising, and it seems like the only thing that Joe Biden thinks is wrong with our border is that he can't let more illegal people into our country.
We will see how Arizonans react to the border issue. I want to take a moment, though, and shift gears, Mr. Attorney General, with you, if I can, just to the news coming late yesterday, a ruling with regards to abortion, undoing decades-old law that would ban outright abortions. And it comes on the same day today when the 15-week law was to take effect. And so if you could, sir, just clarify for all Arizonans exactly what the law is today as we speak and where things stand.
Yeah, we were involved in litigation trying to clarify the law, and yesterday a judge in Pima County said that ARS 13-3603, which was recodified in 1977, which was based on a previous law, a pre-Roe law, that basically said all abortions are illegal in Arizona, except in the case to save the mother. Now, me personally, I've said before that I think there should be exceptions for rape and incest, but that's what the law is. And just this year, our legislature, when they recodified or they passed the ban, a 15-week ban, they literally said in there that 13-3603 is not repealed. It is still the law in Arizona. So you have this law from 1977. You have a law that was passed this year that both say that there is a complete ban, and that's what the judge said is indeed the valid law in Arizona. So
So the total ban, except for when it threatens the pregnant mother's life, is in effect today and for the foreseeable future for all women in Arizona. What is your reaction to women who are saying that they now will have to travel to other states and that they feel that their rights have been set back for decades?
The job of the Attorney General is to enforce the law as it is. And I've said this many a time on various issues, including this issue of abortion, which is in many ways so emotional and controversial for people. You know, you have Republicans out there saying that they want to protect life and protect the most vulnerable. You know, Democrats are talking about, you know, women's right to choose. But ultimately, you have a Republican legislature and you have a Republican governor that signed a bill that says this is the law in Arizona. So if people don't like the law, they should take it up with their legislators, or they should take it up with their elected officials in Congress or their governor.
Attorney General Mark Brnovich, thank you for coming on and talking about a number of issues there affecting Arizonans. Have a great Saturday, sir.
Thank you.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.